Hello, all of you beautiful souls, and welcome to Wisdom Within Intuitive Card Reading with me, Jessica Monarch. Today that we're recording this, it is October 18th, 2021, and this is going to be a pretty good week astrologically. I'm excited about the astrology of this week and to pull our card for this week, so let's go ahead and just dive right in. So, as some of you may know, this week we have a full moon coming up. We have a full moon on Wednesday, and it's happening in the sign of Aries. Aries, as you may know, has a lot of energy. They're really headstrong, top of the heap, really loves to win, more competitive energy, a fire sign. So there's definitely a lot of heat, lots of energy, lots of passion in what they're doing. And, there's also this energy of enjoyment, working really, really hard, but also really loving to enjoy and celebrate. And that, along with some of the other aspects that are happening astrologically this week, it is really encouraging us to take note of the things in our life that we can celebrate. What have you accomplished? What have you, achieved? What goal have you reached that you feel good about, that you can take a moment and give yourself that pat on the back, give yourself that extra treat, take yourself shopping, give yourself a little bit more to celebrate, to feel good, to know that you have achieved it, you have accomplished it. It's been a really hard year. This year and a half has been hard on all of us for lots of reasons in lots of different ways. And it's constantly changing, and there's still a lot of unknown. So it's really important, and I think even almost vital, that we take moments to celebrate when we can, and this full moon in Aries is encouraging us to do so. It wants us to take a moment, see what we have in front of us, and allow ourselves to feel good about what you have accomplished in any aspect of your life, whatever it is, no matter how big or small. Take a moment to give yourself that acknowledgement and appreciation, and do something good for yourself. Do something nice for yourself to celebrate this time. So we're also in the week of Libra. This is our last week of Libra. And Libra is always going to bring in the balance and the harmony, and not necessarily to give you the state of I am now balanced and I'm in harmony. It's not always like that. Libra is going to show you where you need to find more balance, where you need to bring in more harmony. And that usually comes with acknowledging what is, and also releasing what no longer needs to be in your life. And this is a good time to do that because, with the full moon, as we have the full moon, we are in fullness of our intention. And then we recognize and we allow ourselves to go into the releasing process of the lunar cycle. The moon wanes and gets smaller and smaller, and that is the time for us to release that which we do not need. So with being in this last week of Libra, think about, in order to bring in more balance and harmony in your life, what are you ready to let go of? What are you ready to let go of? What can you celebrate that you have achieved thus far? And as we get into Scorpio season, which is happening at the end of this week on Friday, as we are finding more balance in this week, we go into Scorpio, where we're diving into our passion and our desires and our expression of ourselves. And that is just such a juicy, juicy time to be in, especially if we've taken this time to recognize what we're ready to let go of, so we can be free to explore more of our passions and our desires. We also just went Mercury direct today. So that feels really good. It's that release of like, oh, Mercury retrograde can sometimes have a little bit of a bad rap because it's a time where things can seem like everything is going wrong. But Mercury retrograde actually comes in to really encourage us to slow down, to take note of, okay, make sure I have all my ducks in the row, make sure that I have all the details checked. Do your due diligence. If you're pushing forward and not paying attention to what you're doing, Mercury retrograde is going to smack you in the face and say, hey, slow down, pay attention. So coming out of that, we're a little bit more relaxed. We can actually, push a little bit. We can get excited and celebrate that which we have achieved, what we're letting go, and what we're ready to step into in our passions as we go into Scorpio season. So that's just a little snippet of a bit of the astrology that is happening for us this week. It's really a wonderful time, especially with fall season. It's all about the releasing. What are we letting go of, and preparing ourselves to dive into a more reflective time of the year. So that's, a lot of really beautiful moments to take a moment to just look and see where we are, instead of worrying about having to push forward or what we need to fix from the past. Like, just what is right now, what are we celebrating, right? Let's keep coming back to that. Take a moment to celebrate even the smallest successes. So my apologies before I start shuffling. So I felt really inspired with just feeling this wonderful energy of the full moon approaching us. I felt inspired to bring in our Queen of the Moon Oracle. This is our card deck that is coming in, our cards that wanted to come through today. And this deck is created by Stacy Demarco. Beautiful deck. I love it. It's one of my newer decks, so I haven't spent as much time with it, but I've always really enjoyed the reflection. So let's just take a moment now, just wherever you are, just drop into stillness and take a few deep breaths, and let's just bring our intention in. So our intention is that we are bringing more balance into our life by seeing what it is that we can let go of as we step into this full moon. And in this full moon of Aries, it encourages us to celebrate what we have accomplished. And as we do this, we allow ourselves to be more free to step into our passion and into our desire as we move into our Scorpio season. So just feeling all of that, and let's ask the cards what the cards, I feel like I said cars, the cards, what can support us in doing this? What is it that we need to see or reflect on in order to support us in this intention? So just take a moment and pouring that intention with me into the cards. And let's see what we have today. Beautiful. This card is wisdom. Let me take a look at that card. Absolutely beautiful card. Oh, so she is standing on a pile of books, and there's a ladder against the book. She's climbed up on top of it within a ship that's in the clouds, and she's reaching for the stars and reaching for the moon. What I feel from this is really recognizing the wisdom that we have within us. And there is, the absolute intention of this, YouTube channel is the wisdom that we have, and listening to it and allowing the wisdom that we have gained, the wisdom that we have accumulated through our lifetime, and how is it helping us to continue to reach forward, and how do we utilize that wisdom to manifest our dreams, our desires, our passion, instead of keeping that wisdom locked away. We need to utilize the wisdom that we have, the wisdom that has come through of us. Like when I see this ladder, when I see the ladder of against the books, what it makes me think of is the what we climb up. It's like climbing up the ladder of wisdom through our life, how it has taken us to where we are right now, and acknowledging that and seeing it. I really feel that really reflective of what we were just talking about, of like, what is the wisdom we've gained and what are we standing on, because she's standing on the books, so, and reaching out to the stars and out to the moon. And so it's like, what are we standing on, and what can we stay true to within ourselves in order to reach our goals and our visions. Okay, so here's that card, and I'm going to read what Stacy Demarco has to say about this card. What did I say? It is number 22. That's my husband's favorite number 22. And I have to put my reading glasses on. It is time that has happened. Yes, it is. Okay, here we go. Don't laugh. Okay. Wisdom. Wisdom is more than mere knowledge. There may be something you aren't seeing and need to research more thoroughly. Wisdom is gathered, but it takes time. Learn from your experience. You might wish to ask the opinion of wise mentor if you are uncertain. I use my knowledge and experience to make wise decisions. It is often said that the body has its own innate wisdom. If healthy, it just knows what to do and does what it needs to keep us alive and moving without thinking too much about it. So much wisdom within our body, right? Most of the time, we aren't aware of trying to keep our heart beating or breathing when we're asleep. Similarly, we have this innate resonating system, intuition, that allows us to get answers or receive information without conscious thinking. It's that feeling or hunch of information or insight that is just there. Some people believe that this is the wisdom we receive from the gods, the very spark of the divine voice that is left within us. This is a very old kind of wisdom that sits at a very old part of the brain. Then there is the gathering of knowledge and experience and what we discern and learn from this. If the result has acuity, if it is successful in the real world and good in sense and perception, it's most probably wise. The getting of wisdom takes time usually, and we can be impatient for it. Yes, we can be impatient sometimes. We might cut corners and not see the role we take in our own poor decision making. To me, though, as modern people, we have millennia of wisdom to assist us. Human history has some very wise people staring at it, and some not so wise, which is true. So we have plenty of examples from which to learn. Gathering wiser people around us is in fact one of the wisest things you can do. We cannot always know it all, and a wise mentor or friend can not only save us from a poor decision, but also demonstrate how to be wise if we aren't quite there yet. Okay, that is some good information for us. So, it's really encouraging us again to listen to our wisdom within. See, are we making poor decision making? And do we need to surround ourselves with more mentors, more teachers, more others who are doing what it is you would want to be doing? The best way to make changes in your life, the best way to really embody that which you want to embody is to surround yourself with people who are already there. Surround yourself with mentors, bring in mentors and teachers in your life that are already doing and already being that which you'd like to manifest in your life, and that helps you and guides you in your way. So it is important to recognize, what wisdom are we tapping into? is the wisdom that we are tapping into resonating with our inner wisdom, with our inner truth? And is that the wisdom for you to build upon? You know, we have a plethora of wisdom. Some of it isn't always wise. It's wisdom is really like, it may seem wise, but if it doesn't resonate with your truth, just because it comes from a seemingly wise person, if it's not resonating with your truth, then you don't want to have that as a book to stand on, as information to stand on. Let's be discerning about the wisdom that we are taking in, and what we are aligning ourselves with, and who we are aligning ourselves with in this time. I think that's very, very smart, and a great reminder that it's important for us to always tune in and listen and acknowledge, what we have around us. So, okay, that was a really, really good card, really good reading for today. I hope that that gives you some, some insights and some reflections for your week ahead. Take a moment to go out if you can, if you have the ability to stand out under the full moon and allow yourself to just be bathed by the fullness of the light of the moon. Allow yourself to be blessed by that, and allow it to fulfill, fill yourself up with that, and celebrate all that you are and all that you have accomplished and all that you have done right now, even of the smallest thing, because we need to continue to do that for ourselves. That will help us get through. I know it will. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed this. I'd love for you to stay tuned with all the videos that I'll be sharing with you in the future. And many blessings to all of you. May this full moon shine a bright light into your life, and may you celebrate all the beauty that you are. Many blessings.